I'm your host, Vijaya Chakravarti from Bifocal Naturalist, a podcast that highlights individuals and organizations working towards the well being of people and the planet. Today, let us begin our entrepreneurial journey with mushrooms and baked dreams. While we are watching this podcast, mushrooms are going about their jobs quietly, solving some of the world's biggest challenges. They're cleaning contaminated soil, creating sustainable protein, generating medicine, and yes, they're creating economic opportunities that are transforming the lives of people across the globe. We will explore how mushroom cultivation and processing directly contributes to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, from ending poverty and hunger to promoting gender equality, responsible consumption, and climate action. Every mushroom grown by a woman entrepreneur is a vote for a more sustainable, equitable world. Our guests today are Dr. Paramjit Anthappan and her two amazing former students who have challenged and broken the glass ceiling. Dr. Param Anthappan, former principal of Bhavans, HOD Microbiology, and a research guide for PhD students. Our next guest is Dr. Santhini Nair, Vice Principal, retired, of Swami Vivekananda Education Society's College at Mumbai. She is also a PhD guide and HOD Microbiology and is an award winner, plus has written several research articles. Finally, we have Dr. Divya Rathod, CEO of SNDT University's Women Innovation Startup Entrepreneurship, popularly known as WISE. Divya is one of the youngest CEOs. And a coincidence, all of us, the guests and the host, are members of Indian Women Scientists Association. Dr. Param Anthappan will tell us about the importance mushrooms play in contemporary society. And Dr. Santhini Nair will demonstrate how to grow mushrooms. And finally, Dr. Divya Rathod will tell us how she and her organization WISE will help us and turn us into entrepreneurs. So I will request Dr. Param Anthappan to take over. Thank you. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, and thank you very much Vijaya and Divya. I feel really blessed to come here and be with you all along with my two wonderful students and Vidya, my friend. Now first let us start with why are these mushrooms really important? Mushrooms are gaining a lot of recognition for their potential to enhance the food and nutrition security, particularly in the developing countries. Recent studies highlight their nutritional benefits, which include high protein, high fiber, their vitamins, source of vitamins like B, C and D, and the essential minerals. Now with wild mushrooms, for instance, are rich also in antioxidants, polysaccharides and phenolics, which can help mitigate diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular conditions. Now, what are the key benefits of these mushrooms? First and foremost, they are nutrient-dense source of because they are high in protein, fibers, and various vitamins and minerals. Secondly, they are sustainable food option. Why? Because they can be cultivated with the minimal resources, making them their growth as an environment-friendly choice. Then they have a high potential for livelihood generation, and that's how when the two organizations like you have the WISE and even IWSA, we have the common mandate of empowering women
So therefore, we are all here with that objective, and mushroom cultivation can provide income opportunities for farmers and communities, and especially so the women, who can also look after their homes, which they're very passionate about, and they can also have their independent source of income, which they aspire for, and also gives them an identity and recognition. They can supplement global nutrition, especially in the resource-limited areas. Now coming to our country, in India, mushroom cultivation is being promoted as a sustainable agricultural practice, with many initiatives supporting farmers who adopt this technology. The integration of mushroom farming into these agricultural frameworks can contribute food security, nutrition, and economic growth. Now, recent references, they also talk about, success stories, and we'll share the link. You can note these women, the 5 main women farmers who started mushroom cultivation from a small room with a bare, investment of 500 rupees, are now today earning lakhs, and they have opened up their own ventures. Amongst them, are Nidhi Kachare, Tripta Bhushan Dakate, Prabha Jai, Prabha Jha, Chitralekha, and Ramakumari Pandey. And of course, when you browse, you have a lot of these success stories. Some of them, who have had to leave their jobs because of challenges in their careers. The colleges closed down, getting closed down during COVID times. Perhaps the authorities were looking for better incomes, and they saw their laboratories, which they had nurtured with so much care, being raised to the ground. And then these women, they took up the challenge and they said, okay, let us, start something on our own, which will really provide us that, we don't have to depend upon anybody. So where there is a will, there is a way. That is what really happens within. Once that confidence emerges, you are self-driven. And with that self-drive, nothing can deter anyone. Nobody gets deterred with anything. And then to take up these challenges one by one, take all the roads less traveled, go through and just surpass all the obstacles.
Okay, thank you, Divya, and I hope this session enables you to do something which can change your life. I'm sure, and I vouch for that, because we have trained a lot of students to grow mushrooms. And mushrooms that we are trying to show you is the oyster mushroom, which is clinically, or the biological name is Pleurotus austratus. Now, this is the final product. Can you please show this? This is how the final mushroom packing will be looking, because we have not yet reached that stage during our demo. It takes about 15 to 20 days for the mushrooms to grow. So I'm going to show you from the beginning, of course not the exact beginning, but how you can do it at home. So what we need here is the seed, mushroom seed, which you can see here is the spawn, what we call as a spawn. Okay, so this contains the culture, that is your mushroom culture or lotus, which has been grown, as you can see, on wheat grains. And next what we need is a substrate. Now the substrate on which it can go on any dead substrate, like you have coffee grounds, or you have straw, you have sawdust. So what we have preferably used, the most easiest method of growing mushrooms is on straw, which you can see here. So I've got a lot of the straw with me, which is not sterilized as of now. But how do you go about sterilizing it is, you can take it in a bucket. I've taken a small representation of that. So this is how it looks. This is the straw, your what you call bhusa, if you can understand bhusa. So this is available in every market. You can get it online also, which I have got myself. So this bhusa, what is not clean. So you first need to clean it. So take a big bucket at home, which I have done already, and you have to pour water, and you have to clean it. Okay, you have to clean it. I'm not making my hands unhygienic. You have to literally, you can do that for me. You can just wash it like this and drain out the water in a colander. So you can drain out and just show that. You drain out the water so that the water comes out, and then you can pack it in newspapers, batches of newspapers, so that the water is completely drained out. That's fine, Vidya. And then these can be packed in newspapers, and then you'll have to sterilize it, because we don't want any other organism, bacterial contaminant, fungal contaminant to cross-contaminate our product, which is your pleurotus mushroom. So how do you sterilize it at home? You can put it these packets of newspaper packets which are made of this straw, and you can steam sterilize it in the cooker. You on your cooker, give 3 to 4 whistles, and sim it and keep it for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you're done. So you have sterilized your substrate on which your mushroom is going to grow. So I hope I'm clear till now. So I've already done that. It's already put in a sterile container. I've already got that, and lots of it. So you can see the sterile straw, and from now on you will see that I'm going to make it very, very hygienically in my demonstration of how you actually grow the mushroom. And again, one more point, viewers, is that I would have liked to wear a mask, because what I thought will contaminate this area. Before that, I've already cleaned this area. You can see a lot of newspapers which I've spread. I hope you can see that. A lot of newspapers on which I've already cleaned it prior with a disinfectant and cotton. So I already cleaned this area with disinfectant and cotton. Next, what is my packing material? I'm going to take simple polythene. Polythene bags. Okay, so you take simple polythene bags, which are again available. You can take a bigger size if you wish, whatever size you prefer. And then what you have to do is, in outer part you will have to swab it, or you will have to sterilize it with alcohol. So how do we do that? You take cotton. First of all, you should not be having anything on your hand, because you are going to use everything for packing. So you remove whatever is in your hand, and preferably again wear gloves, which I'm sorry I don't have it now. So you take absorbent cotton, you take the sanitizer, and you got to, I've already cleaned this area, this entire area, the newspaper, everything with sanitizer. So this plastic bag, you have to sanitize on the outside. I repeat, on the outside. Just swab it across several times. Okay, on both the sides. Next, what we do is, we've got to make a packing which will go inside out. That means I have sanitized the inner part and I'm making it outward, ulta. So how do I do that? I take this packet, this is the opening, and I take the base of it and I tie it with a string. You can take any string. Again, you have to sanitize that string, which I've already done. Sanitize it with a sanitizer as there. And mind you, when you're doing all of this, in between, you can always sanitize your hands often, so that you're not bringing in any contamination and you're sure of growing your mushrooms. So after you do that, you take this pouch and you sort of make a knot here, and you've got to tie this. Tie this tightly, which I've already done. So you can tie it for me, Divya. I hope your hands are sanitized. Sanitize your hand and do that. So I've already done that and kept one ready for you. And after doing that, you've got to just a minute. Yeah. One knot will do just for demonstration. So after doing that, remember we have sanitized the outer part, and again with clean hands, you've got to push this inside out. You've got to push this inside out. So what happens now is that you've got a good base for packing your substrate and your seed. So just put it around like this, okay, and you can cut this extra ends, etc. And I've already done that, as I said. So this is my packing material onto which goes my substrate and my seed, or what we call as a spawn, mushroom spawn, alternate layers. So as I said, now I have to be very, very clean. Okay. So again I sanitize my hand so that I don't bring in any external contamination. As I said, I should keep my mouth shut, but
yeah, this is a demonstration, so yes.
So I can't help it. I would actually prefer to wear a mask and gloves. So this is a sterilized substrate, which you can see, I hope you can see a lot of it. in the cooker, right? So you take it with your hands and just loosen it, and since I did it last night, it's still moist and I prefer it that way because that will be the right amount of moisture for sustaining your mushroom growth. So pick it up and put a good base of the substrate, which is straw.
You can use straw, cardboard, anything, whichever you like.
And if there's something which you don't like, you can just discard it. And like that black one. So give a good base of the substrate. Okay, I gave about a 3 handfuls and compress it like this so that you're giving it a good base. Now this is the spawn or the seed which I have already got it online. Thankfully all this is available online and you can do it easily at home. Otherwise, to grow this also we have the technique, but you require to be a good microbiologist to do that. So this is by spawn culture, which is pleurotus. You can see it's white. All the wheat grains are coated with the mycelial growth of pleurotus. So I just sprinkle it around. I hope you can see that. I sprinkle it around. Take some more. Sprinkle it around so that it reaches all the corners. You can spread it with your hands because your hands are clean. In between I can keep doing my sanitization. Okay, so what I have done now, I kept one layer of substrate. I've sprinkled a layer of, can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I've sprinkled a layer of the spawn or the seed, mushroom seed. I keep repeating this process till the entire bag is packed. Okay? Do we have time to show the complete thing?
So please note the importance of hygiene, which is absolutely essential. And just as for the plants we have seeds, the spawn is nothing but the hyphae of the mushroom, which is coated onto a substrate, which is the wheat grain. Okay, so that is what we call the spawn.
Yes.
And it's very, very important that this is a pure culture. It should not be contaminated, because in case there's a contamination there, then that will affect our yield and our
We don't want any contamination to occur till the fruiting occurs, which will take about 2 weeks time for the fruiting bodies to appear. Now what is happening here is that when we are pushing our substrate in and we are pushing in the seeds are loving to grow them. They will eat this straw. They are going to, that's their khana. So they will form a mycelial network. Okay, first hyphae, and then as ma'am said, there will be a mycelial network which will bind the entire thing into one big gola. Okay,
It's like roots.
yeah,
Yes.
colonizing. Yeah,
Colonizing.
colonizing. Yeah. So what we want to do is exactly achieve that.
Yeah. In fact, me microbiologist.
Yeah, we're a team of microbiologists.
And a persons like I.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's also a good idea to distribute the spawn more at the periphery.
Yes. Because they will grow, outwards. Yes.
And we'll tell you the reason why, because you'll shortly see what we are doing after this.
Yes.
So I'm layering the substrate, first one layer and then the spawn till I reach the top of the packet. I could have taken a bigger packet if I wanted more mushroom yield. Okay, so my sterilized substrate is almost more than half done. Okay, so you can see I'm compressing.
This is oyster mushroom.
Yeah, I showed them the picture already.
Yes.
What they are going to finally see. Okay, so this is an excellent way to pack. These kits are available even commercially, which you don't have to worry about the sterilization of the pack. So these package material are available again commercially. So what you have to do is just bring it and continue monitoring it, moistening it, watering it periodically, and get your yield so that this much amount of work you don't have to do. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to earn money, you better start doing from this stage as I'm showing you. So that you can earn more.
100%.
Yeah. So that you can earn a lot more. So you can check your calculations. I'm very bad at that. So you can check how much you're going to spend and how much you'll go, what would be a yield, which I'm sure Divya would be telling you.
Yes.
So I think I'm done, and that's my last coating, okay, of my seed. And what I do next, remember the only thing I'm doing wrong here is talking so much. Okay, so the last layer will be substrate. Okay, so we don't keep the spawn on top, just put a small layer of the substrate all around. See that it's well compressed again, and you should leave some amount of headspace for you to tie the packing. Okay, so you have to tie it up. I'm done with this. I'm taking care that I don't lose my sterility, and I close that dabba. Now what I do is, in my enthusiasm I think I overpacked, but I have very little place for time. I should have packed a little lesser. And wait, not. So first we need to tie it up. So press it a lot.
So a mushroom bag is ready.
Yeah.
Seeded and ready. You also get commercially this RTF, it is called, that is ready to fruit. RTF. You do get these also commercially. So all that you have to do is packing is also done commercially, and you just have to water them.
Tighten it. I have also sterilized this bit of thread, okay, with alcohol, and you have a sort of a pony on top, and tighten it from the base. Yeah, Vidya, can you help me? Tighten it and tie it up properly, very well. Now it's completely, you don't have any air inside. Just a minute. Should not have any air inside. And see that the entire thing is, closed properly. Yeah. So we have done the packing. Now the next step is, they are after all aerobic organisms. So they need some amount of air.
Oxygen.
Yes. They need some amount of air. And what do we do? How do we give them some supply of air? Any guesses? Any comments? So you can see the bits of the spawn which is layered in between the straw. So this is a bag which is almost half the size of what I intended to make originally. A bit of headspace you could have increased. With practice you will know how much to leave. Okay, and so you could have left about 2 inches more of headspace ideally, so that there is no chance of it opening up. Okay, now how do we give air? We have to poke or punch holes at about 1 inch places throughout this bag, even at the base. Okay, so at different parts I am asking Divya to do that. So what you do is, you take a rod, you take any rod, heat it in the gas, like she's already heated it, and Divya is going to help me make the holes. Yeah, only little punch, little punch. At multiple places, make holes. Yeah. Just that enough. Yeah, 1 inch gap throughout, upar se neeche tak. So you have to make holes all over at 1 inch gap, even at the base. Okay, so after you made holes, please do that. Don't forget that. So that's a very important step. If you forget to do that, your full thing will become a black mass. And you have to just throw. Okay, it becomes anaerobic.
Yeah.
So don't make that mistake. So after that, how are you going to wait? You have to be patient. You should not allow your frustration to come in. You are going to hang it in a clean area where the light is not too intense, neither is it too dark, and there should be a good amount of air circulation, and see that it's a highly clean room. I was reading some experiences of people who said that after packing, the entire thing got contaminated and they had to just throw it. Some people said that, oh, I'm so fed up waiting for the mushrooms to sprout, what we call as the fruiting bodies to form, that picture which I showed you earlier. So you have to be patient, and meanwhile you have to monitor the progress of this packing. How do you monitor that? Continuously, every day, you should have a spray bottle. I've got a spray bottle somewhere in that. So I know that there's enough moisture for a day. So tomorrow onwards, I would take the spray bottle, and which again will give you only a mist spray, and you have to, how do you hang it? I'll just show that to you just a minute before I go ahead. Yeah, so you can choose any place at your house where you can hang it, or you hang clothes on the top. To do something, you can hang it on the hanger, whatever you use it, use any cloth or a tying rod. So I had kept it at the corner of my house where it was hanging like this, so that it is fully free from the surroundings. So this is already a ready to grow kit which I got online, and you can see in this that the mushrooms have already started forming a mycelial network. Can you see that? Can you see? In fact, there is one fruiting body which has come up today.
Oh wow!
You can already see a fruiting body.
Almost a pinhead, they call it.
It's called a pinhead. Okay, so one has already started. I think in a week I'll have a lot of those mushrooms sprouting out. So you have to be patient. At the same time, what you have to watch out for is that there are no black spores that are growing anywhere. So that is a danger. So this may be the first lot of fruiting bodies which are going to pluck. So once the fruiting body, for example, if this comes, if the entire mycelial network has been formed, I would have the liberty and the confidence to open up this plastic packet as well. But that will depend on your experience and expertise. As of now, you keep it enclosed in the packet itself. So when the fruiting bodies will find a way out through those gaps which you have made, then you can just pluck it out, just with a blade, pluck the base out, and you have your mushrooms like I showed you. This is how it would sprout and show. This is how it will grow within a week. So you just cut the base and you will have your mushrooms, and you can harvest the first harvest. Continue with your spraying. Continue with your spraying all throughout. Once the mycelial network has formed, the moisture maintenance is very important. So Divya, can you just take it outside? And then how do you spray? Remember, holes are made throughout. Just spray like this all over, even at the base, so that it is going to get its moisture properly. Okay? So that's it. So this I would have hung properly in my wherever I want to hang it, I hang it. Monitor it closely. Keep watching if there is any contaminant that will come up. If the whole thing looks black, you have failed. You have to chuck it. But if nothing of that sort has happened, let's say only one place has got some blackening, you can as well continue with that. There's no danger, because you should be an expert to know what is a danger and what is not a danger. And have your mushrooms, and I would ask Anthappan ma'am to tell us what we can do with the mushrooms that we harvest, because we've had a gala time with our students. We used to make a lot of things, and they would bring it the next day and enjoy all the recipes.
Make pizzas!
Yeah. We make soups, we make pakoda.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
everywhere we can use mushrooms.
Yeah.
This is what we have done today is we have made a grow bag. Now it takes at least about 45 days for the first fruiting body, the actual fruiting body to come, and where you can actually, with a razor blade you should just cut it. And then leave it like so, because that is the first crop. After some time you also get, if you are lucky enough, from the same grow bag, you get up to even 3 or 4 or even 5. The first
fruiting bodies which have come out, you collect them, wait, don't throw it away. After a few, maybe 3-4 days later, or maybe 7 days later, you will get the next crop, collect it, continue watering till you see no more white, anything white is not remaining. You will know by then that it is a dead bag, and that can be discarded. But for your information, when those dead bags, as they call it, can be used for composting.
Yes, so it's for the whole cycle. We call it sustainability, the SDG goal. The mushroom cultivation is the best SDG goal we can have, is sustainability, to remove the poverty and also the food security, which is a huge problem in the whole world, not even the country, but the whole world. And that can be solved by mushrooms with a lot of properties in mushrooms. We also have anti-cancer mushrooms. I know, ma'am, mushrooms are being sold for 2 to 3 lakhs per kg. And there are different types of mushrooms. Medicinal mushrooms. So this mushroom, ma'am, I want to ask you, what is the cost of mushroom which can be sold in the market?
Ma'am, would give the calculation.
Yeah, so generally This for an investment of about 500, you can
500, yes.
you can make up to 32 cultivar bags, and every per 250 grams, it's about 60.
I think they can work it out themselves.
60 to 80 rupees.
Definitely there's a profit.
So there is a lot of profit.
100%. I think it's 100 to 200% profit. So I am okay. I'm ready to invest, 500 rupees, and all our women entrepreneurs, whoever wants to start, mushroom cultivation, and then, get almost, you can say, if it is 60 rupees, around 240 rupees per kg. And which is like huge, so you can make mushroom pizza, number of things.
The only thing is that this is the easiest mushroom to grow.
We just did it in 15 minutes.
And the climatic conditions of Bombay, of most of our places of India, it's very congenial for oyster mushroom cultivation.
So ma'am, do you think when we have a white revolution, we had green revolution, now we should have a mushroom revolution?
Yes, definitely, because now people are realizing the benefits of mushroom.
True.
And the thing is that there's one thing that you need to keep in mind is that after harvesting, you can't keep it for long. You have to consume it as early as possible because it's a perishable item.
Yes.
So what we can do?
Yeah, I think one thing which can be done is you dry them and keep. So if you have drying is, even if you microwave, that's one of the things, microwave it, if you in the dried form, it will remain for a longer time. It can be reconstituted again by putting it in water, and then you can use. That is one of the things. That is one. Then they also powder it. After drying, you powder it, and that can be used for flavoring of soups, etc. So there are several things that one can be made. Several culinary delights can be made. You can experiment on your own. And
I like what the madam told, that what she does at home is the mushrooms, if they are excess, whether she's purchased it or whether it's made, she just saute in oil, and that can remain for a long time.
It remains in the fridge. It will remain. So that also can be added for these. It will, and even with the fresh mushrooms, I think 1 week up to 2 weeks they will remain.
Yeah.
But then beyond that, they start, especially if you look at the button mushroom, they start blackening also.
Yes.
Oysters are that way having a better shelf life than the button.
There will be a possibility, mantia or something like, because mushrooms are also being, there are good mushrooms and bad mushrooms. So how should people detect about that?
That's a very good question.
Yes.
Actually, there are a lot of mushrooms which are not edible.
Yes.
So you need to have the expertise, and we don't want to go into a session on how to identify a mushroom. We are playing a safe bet here, and we are teaching you the easiest way to grow oyster mushroom, which is pleurotus, pleurotus mushroom, and it's very tasty. Have you ever tried it? Now you will try it. Probably you can hang it here and give everyone here.
Yes. So Vice SNDT is going to have mushroom pizza tomorrow. After 45 days. After 30 Yes.
Actually, Supriya, who has joined us online, she has one question. She is asking what are the online reliable resources where we can get the spawn and hay?
Yeah. Where did you buy the spawn and hay from?
Yes. Yeah, you can just check it online, Google it, and find it. You will get the answers. I got it from Amazon. And within 3 days it's deliverable. As I said, what I showed you, that one video. This is a ready to grow kit. Okay?
Which you ordered from Amazon?
Online, yeah. This was a ready to grow kit with instructions, and only thing that you need expertise to monitor it, to moisten it correctly, and see that it is not contaminated. And this is already about a week old. You can see that, as I said earlier, the mushrooms are there. And maybe in another 15 days, I'll have a lot of crop, and I can keep it up to 3 weeks for my second and third crop. So I didn't have to do anything. I just purchased it. It's already packed. It has come in this manner to me. Okay, and I get to eat the mushrooms. Right? Within maybe next 15 days, I'll have a lot of mushrooms at home. So this is available online. What I try to demonstrate to you is that you can make it much cheaper if you start from the substrate, which is easily doable. With a lot of work, of course, if you are prepared to do it. So you may fail for one time, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it say, I'm not going to do it ever again. Let a failure teach you what the mistakes were. You can consult us if you have any problems. I'm sure Divya can connect with us.
Yes.
And if there are any problems, we can find a solution to that, why you have failed or what is the problem that could have occurred. And you can definitely overcome these problems because this is one of the most easily growable mushrooms.
Yeah, I would like to also share some of our earlier workshops that we had conducted. One was, with students during the COVID time. Now, during that time, students could not go to the colleges. They could not. This is a very integral part of a curriculum wherein we have, a subject like food production and processing. So that was an applied component, and mushroom cultivation is one of the experiments which is done there. Now, during the COVID time, we had conducted internship for students who had enrolled, with us, and we had actually, sent them all the materials home. Wow. And just by online monitoring, the students had got beautiful results. They tried various substrates. And I think Santhini, Vidya, we are all a part of that workshop. And the parents got so excited. They were trying different, and it was in cardboards, basically the cardboards, the courier boxes, cardboards, that was also used as one of the substrates and gave excellent results. Coffee grounds, spent waste, so because they are not the food materials that they require, like any decaying, rotting, or waste material, even newspapers. You can try your hands and into different substrates, only take care of the hygiene, the sterilization of that substrate, and monitor that there should be no contamination of it.
One student succeeded very well with jackfruit skin. Oh, wow. Now that's a big amount of pulp.
So there are lots and lots of things, innovative ideas, try your hand. Be innovative, be original, and there is a lot more things you can experiment on. You will enjoy the journey.
One more question has come. In Haryana and that side, there is a lot of fog and smog which is there, and a lot of burning of farming. There a lot of burning is there. So, do you think that mushroom cultivation can solve that particular problem?
Exactly.
And then we cannot have the smog in Delhi.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to burn all this straw which we are otherwise doing that.
Even for sustainable agriculture, and even from the point of view, you do practice crop rotations. So after, because what is the substrate used here? The wheat straw.
Wheat straw, yes.
So they also try to practice on farm, so that the soil gets enriched with the nutrients. So that is how it is going to benefit the entire ecosystem also. So you begin at home, master your technique, and then you go out, into higher spaces. I think Divya will tell you all more about it.
Yes. So thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, Santhini ma'am, thank you, Anthappan ma'am, and Chakravarti ma'am, for showing us how this mushroom cultivation is so easy. Now I can see with the vision of India, with Bharat, Samrit Bharat, that there will be so many mushroom growers, and then Atmanirbhar Bharat. We can see that the major problem, which is like poverty and the food security, that no one is going to go hungry, and we can have mushrooms in every corner of India. So that this is like something very amazing. Now how people and students can take this up, like home science students were there. There are a lot of international people watching us. These students and these people can actually grow this mushroom, get this idea. As ma'am said, there is like innovative ideas, from pumpkin, from different substrates. They can make their own pitch deck. They can make powders, they can make products out of the mushroom. Make your own pitch deck, and you can pitch us to Startup Tuesday. So why this is SNDT Women's University, it's a Section 8 company of SNDT Women's University, where we incubate entrepreneurs' ideas. So we have a pre-incubation. If you have an idea which is like related to like mushroom, you can get pre-incubated, you can get free service and facilities by the SNDT. You can sit over here, like you have this particular amazing room, you can sit over here, you can actually work on your pitch deck. Our team is there to help you out with the pitch deck. You can be that. And then you have to convert this into private limited DPIIT register, because as Government of India has mandated that we can give only fundings to private limited companies. So private limited DPIIT registered companies can actually come to us. So we are funded by MSINS, Startup India and SIDBI, and a lot of other funds which we arrange from investors, from VC funds. A lot of people who like to There are investors who are sitting with us. So they listen to your pitches and they can actually be, give up to 50 lakh rupees for these particular ideas. So if someone is, coming up with the, anti-cancer mushroom with, the powder which can be exported, which can be, having a huge, growth level or market potential, then these investors, invest in them. So that these investors who are investing up to 50 lakh rupees, wise invest up to 50 lakh rupees, and other investors can invest up to 2 crore, 3 crore, depending on their applicability. So now these investors are there. So basically, like you did a soil over here, we are creating a soil, of course, of investors, mentors. Then we have amazing space, SNDT with the expertise like IWSA, like ma'am, like Santhini ma'am. We have labs also. So SNDT has their home science labs which you can have an access to. We have co-working spaces. Then we have a lot of huge network like events. Like this is one of the events. We have a lot of workshops. Like there is a concurrent AI. So we connect all kind of soil, different nutrients. Like we have AI. This of course the entrepreneur will need as a skill to grow mushroom. Then they will need some AI skills to market that. They will need a financials. So they will need a lot of wings, which will be given by SNDT Incubation Center, and this is supported by the government institute. So then they can grow to, like you can say, a hyphae, and then they're blooming out. So that these entrepreneurs, they bloom out in the world, and then they can go to IPO. Or we also connect them to NSC and VSC, so that they can actually become entrepreneurs. We also have exporters. So we have we just recently collaborated with Aspire for Her, which was having export, so in 11 cities. So we were having this particular sessions which we help women entrepreneurs to export in different countries. We have embassies coming over here. We have WTC, which is in 200 countries. Aspire for Her, like members, NGOs. You can say ministries. We were having Women and Child Development Ministry, Education Ministry, even the Food and Security Ministry, Home Science. So we have a lot of people over here. It's like a perfect soil for you to bloom into a mushrooming of ideas.
Under this thing.
And now recently we have Innovation Mahakumbh, which is coming on. It's already ongoing. And on 9th of November we have Cultivation, which is who is coming and gracing this particular event. And it is going to be not only one day event, it's going to be a 365 days event. We have our teachers trained of SNDT, we have our students which are ready with their ideas. So more than 20,000 ideas are coming up, in this particular season, you can say Mahakumbh, Innovation Mahakumbh. Out of those 20,000 ideas, we have 1,000 ideas which will be displayed virtually and 110 ideas which will be displayed physically in front of Paramjit. So everyone watching over here, all the women entrepreneurs who don't have an idea, mushroom cultivation can be one of your ideas, and I think it's the best idea you can have, and we would like ready to fund one of the mushroom cultivators. So why is giving you that guarantee? If you have a mushroom cultivation idea, we can definitely put you in the funding box.
Contact.
Yes, you just have to contact us. So you can contact us on our website, which is wisesndtw.org, or you can also email us at CEO SNDTW.org. So please do contact us, and over to you, Chakravarti ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you, Divya. It was wonderful. So much of enthusiasm and so much of input. Now, women all over India, can approach SNDT and approach Vidya and make their dreams come true.
Yes,
We women have a lot of dreams, but there are a lot of impediments. But here is a straight path for anyone to take. Thank you very much, Divya, Santhini and Param. It was really wonderful. Thank you so
thank
much.
you everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please do drop your messages over here.
Good luck to all.
When women rise, communities thrive. And when we connect with nature's wisdom, magical things happen. So let us cultivate change and grow something beautiful together.